good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Happy Monday, everybody. How y'all doing today? It's been a dreary, rainy day in the nation's capital today. If you had to be outside today, excuse me, very dreary day. And it's gonna be like that for the next couple of days, but you make the best of it, what you can do. Um, but people keep telling me, man, you got a really nice voice. I said, okay, I'm gonna see how nice my voice is. I'm gonna start uh doing just some voice only on YouTube. Hey Tanya, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you for joining me. You the first one up in here. But in my title, your ideas can be ahead of themselves. Um, First of all, whatever idea you embrace, it has to be something that you believe in. you know, in order for you to commit to the time and the energy and the creativity, you're gonna have to believe in that. And if you don't believe in it, then the moment adversity hit, times get tough, you're gonna jump ship. Anytime you don't believe in what you're doing, when it's not in your heart, you know when the first bit of it, and that adversity that's coming really is to like sharpen you. See, a lot of people don't realize that when you get an idea, see, when an idea presents itself, it's going to present itself in the finished form. It's going to show you, if you embrace me, uh, look at what you're gonna get. Look at how famous I can make you. Um, and and that's what the problem is. Till you hit the adversity. When you hit the adversity, then uh, well, I tell you, man, I love it. I love it. I love it, boy. I got some serious people that for some reason love True Conductor. I haven't I don't understand it so far, but anyway, get rid of that. So as I was saying, what's going on, Edward? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. Um, like I was saying, your idea can be ahead of itself, and when you believe in the idea that you are manifesting, then adversity is not going to turn you around. Adversity is not going to make you, your first default move is not going to be to quit, to give up. What's going on, Jamie? Thank you for joining me. That's not going to be your first move.
You know, you gonna wrestle with that thing. You gonna tussle with it because it's something that and see when an idea that's for you come to you, it hits you differently if you're in tune to um, it's what the same as it's what the same as visionary ideas. Um, I guess you can say if your ideas are ahead of them time, they are visionary. I guess you can say that. Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's a good analogy. But because most folk want that instant manifestation, they don't wanna go through anything. They don't wanna learn anything. They don't wanna build a strong foundation. They just wanna enjoy the manifestation of the harvest. And seeing and the people and seeing that's when you just in it for the money. See, being in it for the money and being in it for the love is totally different. Because as soon as the money dry up, you on to the next thing. But when you're in it for love, whether the money's there or not, you still gonna be the same person with the same passion, with the same enthusiasm. Okay? See, that's when you're doing it for the love. And that's when that and that's what you call serving, being a servant, because you're not really motivated. Yeah, you appreciate the financial rewards. Yes, you do. But that's not your motivation. And that's where you get the difference. And when your idea that's ahead of itself, your motivation to stick with it is because you believe in it. And in the process, you'll develop other streams of income to stay afloat. You'll develop other ideas for streams of income. Man, soon I'm gonna have truthconductor.com. It's gonna be up and running. Gonna be up and running. Sure is. That joint gonna happen this year. Yes, it is. See, so don't be discouraged or upset because you're not seeing the results that you want to see. How you want to see them. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let that weigh you down. Cause maybe if it happened the way you thought it should happen, you don't know what sacrifice got to come with that, and maybe that's not a sacrifice you willing to take. And oh yeah, you gonna sacrifice something. You definitely gonna sacrifice something when you trying to when you in the process of holding on to something that you believe in that hasn't quite matured is a good word. Hasn't quite developed into the success that first got your attention. And see, and sometimes when people are in a hurry, when they don't want to get, they become discouraged. Oh, that stuff ain't gonna work no way. See that's what you got to fight. That's what you got to ignore. All of them voices that's gonna start talking to you, and keep your eyes on the prize. Keep trying, man. Don't give up. Keep trying. It ain't easy, and you should be glad it's not easy, because those difficult times are the ones that's gonna strengthen you. Because see, once you get over the initial shock, it ain't gonna bother you no more. That's like experiencing your first repossession. Man, that thing is a shocker. But once it done happened to you one time, the second time ain't gonna be as tragic as the first. Because you be doing all kinds of stuff to say, but um, and I tell anybody, man, you know, don't be afraid to if you're gonna fail, if people won't accept it. You believe in it. If you believe in it, that's gonna be your motivation to endure all the rejection. And you're always fine tuning your message. You see, while you're sitting there waiting for this thing to take off, man, stay ready. Fine tune your message. Be able to, no matter what the conversation is, you're supposed to be able to work that thing in. You see, that's what you, instead of worrying about, oh, ain't nobody embrace. No, man, don't worry about that. Keep fine tuning your message. Because when somebody walk up and put a microphone in your face, and all about, see, you ready to talk now. And not only are you ready to talk, but you can make sense. You ain't babbling. See, because you've been fine tuning the message. And God to show you, little signs that even when you at that moment where you want to give up, will show you some signs. Yeah, no, man, hang in there. Don't. You're doing right. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, seriously though, man, serious, serious. If it's for you, even when you get down to your lowest moment, and you conscious of who God is and how He talks to you, you when you feel like giving up, He gonna send somebody to come in and give you a word of encouragement out of the blue. Somebody will come up and be encouraging, or somebody might come up and hand you a bunch of money. Say, hang in there, don't give up. See, and things are always gonna work out for you. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people lose sight of. You know, um, it's always gonna work out for you, man. Always. No matter how dark it may seem, no matter how tough it may get, it always will work out in your favor. I'm a witness. Okay? I'm a witness. I am a witness to that. Okay? So don't be discouraged, man. You know, and see, and here's the thing. That idea is just a door. Behind it are other ideas. It's like a tree. A tree don't have one branch, just one branch. That one branch grow other branches. And your ideas are going to have other ideas. And them ideas are going to have ideas. It's just, I mean, it's all relative. So if you constantly caught up in drama and distractions, then ideas are not going to come to you because they want attention. That's what they're seeking, attention. And if you're consumed in a lot of drama and distractions, they not going they'll go to somebody else. They won't come to you. They'll bypass you because it's a waste of time. And it's just that simple. You know, how many people have seen, I just, oh man, I thought about that. Yeah, you did. It came to you first. But you didn't want it. So it went somewhere else. That's how ideas are. If you don't want to entertain it, it'll go somewhere else. And you gonna know, man. You gonna and this is how you determine what is what. When that idea is for you, man, it just hits you some kind of way. It's just it's a feeling that you really can't explain, but you understand. When that idea is for you. But see, because most people are not in tune to their intuition, they got all kind of voices that are talking in their head. They a lot of stuff they miss. You see, and that only is going to create more self-doubt, more second guessing, instead of learning from the process. That's what you got to do. Instead of thinking, oh man, nothing goes right. What are you learning? Because if you were not a good person, that fall could destroy you. But if you're a good person, why the Bible say you can fall 7 times and get back up? Why you worry? Why are you scared to step out there? When you know you can fall 7 times and get back up again. But most of y'all are so consumed about what people think and what they're saying. And those same people don't even have the courage to do what you're doing. But yet, they have so much control over your thought process. Make it make sense. So that's one of the biggest things that you're gonna have to get over is that fear. Being afraid to step up, being afraid to speak up. Man. Maybe about a week ago, I got on the bus, and man, I mean, this bus driver had the his radio blasting, and it was bouncing off the window, and people were just sitting there, wouldn't say a word. And I says, "Excuse me, sir, but that radio is awfully loud." And now I'm getting all nods of agreement, but you wouldn't say nothing. And this is how society is right now, because this is one of the things I learned when I was in DC as a street vendor. Man, if it was the thing to wear, everybody wanted to wear it. If it was the place to go, everybody wanted to be there. Everybody wanted to do what they saw everybody else doing. Nobody was original, but they all copied after each other. And that's just, unfortunately, that's how society is right now. You know, people ain't gonna come up with their own creativity. They gonna be trying to siphon off yours. And here's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. You can steal an idea, but you can't steal the anointing. Let me say that again. You can steal the idea, but you can't steal the anointing. See. So even when you steal the idea, that idea ain't gonna talk to you. That idea ain't gonna grow in your mind because you stole it. And that's as far as you're gonna be able to go with it. It's what you stole. And any other alterations that you're making is gonna be from guessing, because it's not talking to you. It only talks to the person that it originally went to. And you got a lot of people that, unfortunately, they just not original. They're not creative. So they sit back and what they call that? Plagiarize other folks' work. And and let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Life ain't fair. Let me say that again. Sometimes life ain't fair. You got some foul stuff that you get dealt in life. Look at them innocent guys they done sent down to El Salvador. Can't even get them back. Don't even want them back. Their lives are ruined. You think El Salvador is gonna say, "Oh, you done serve your time, you free to go"? No, they in there for life. And you sitting there wondering, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? But there were so many things that you took for granted that you didn't listen to, that you didn't want to have nothing to do with. And now it's too late. It's too late, man. So life is not always fair. There is a thing called injustice. But if you are a victim of injustice, that don't mean you got to give up. That means you got to prove whatever that situation is wrong. And it might take you years to do that. But you're gonna have to you got to know the value of what see, and I think this is the advantage that I've had being down in front of the White House, where people from all over the world come and visit and voice their opinion and say, man, that works in my country. See, you have to know the value. And when I realized, man, I got a universal message here that'll fit anywhere in the world. And it's not often that you can come up with something that can fit anywhere in the world. And you can't be in a hurry to let it go, because you might not be experiencing the success you want to experience at that moment. But you have to always stay ready. Oh, you got to always be ready, man. And when your intuition tell you to do something, don't question it, do it. That's how you learn what voice to listen to. See, God ain't gonna tell you go sleep with another person's spouse, or to cheat somebody at the bank. God ain't gonna tell you to do that. Cashier gives you too much change back, and you talking about, look how God blessed me, instead of saying you made a mistake. That ain't God. And you got so many people out here that are pinning stuff on God, and God ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with it. And so the getting in debt to show off, to my, look how God blessed me. God ain't got nothing to do with that. And then you end up you losing it, because God ain't got nothing to do with it. God said, anything I bless you with, I ain't gonna add no sorrow with it. So if you got sorrow, that wasn't no blessing from God. And see, and here's another thing, man. As volatile as this United States of America is now, you need to, the way they cutting jobs and, man, you need to develop your own stream of income. You need to start coming up with your own, man, because you ain't gonna be able to depend. See, before they could depend on their retirement from the government, and you can't depend on that Social Security because it's been abused. So if you ain't trying to come up with an idea to develop your own stream of income, you just might as well get in line. You might as well get in line, buddy. Get in line with the rest of the people that are being screwed over. It's just that simple. Okay? So believe in your ideas, man. Don't just because, you know, they it's, you know, and I'm coming back. See, I got my tours. DCBlackTours.com, Capital Buddy Tours. I'm getting ready. I'm soon. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm gonna have truthconductor.com up and running, up and running. Okay, and see, a rising tide raise all boats. All I have to do is just get one of my ideas. I got a clown on here now talking about, oh, when you gonna launch your dinnerware this year? I'm gonna launch it this year. I've been saying that probably 4 5 years. But maybe, and I did the dinnerware thing for somebody else back in 2000. Here I am 25 years later. Design my own dinnerware. It'll come. Just don't, just cause people don't see the blessings of God on your life. Don't let them intimidate you, man, and bully you and try to discourage you. No, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Because the difference in you and them is you ain't scared to try, and they are. So don't give them no more value because they're afraid to even attempt what you trying. They ain't gonna do that because all they see is failure. So the failure that they see in themselves is what they projecting on you. Every time somebody, I look at the White House, and how you get so angry at somebody you don't even know just because you got a difference of opinion and you screaming at each other like animals and don't even know each other. I mean, think about that, man. How you get so much hate and animosity for people that you don't even know, and we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to put that discussion on the table. And ain't no, and see, this is what this thing up in Minnesota, where them politicians ain't no place say, man, them folk at home. You think for 1 minute that they envision That somebody would knock on their door and come and kill them in their own home because they disagree. What if that was your house? Or your mother and father? Or your brother and sister? Co-worker? How would you feel? And see, that's what that's where we got to. That's where we got to. You know, no place is safe, man. No place is safe. No place is safe. And something's got to give. A lot of y'all done got ideas, but you're scared to get out there and voice it. You don't want to deal with the rejection. See, that's what prevent most folk from pursuing their ideas. They don't want to deal with the rejection, the failure, what they deem as failure. But if you paying attention to the situation, man, you learning something. You learning something. You just ain't looked at it that way, but you are. Stop being afraid, man, to fall. That's how you learn. That's how you grow strong. Cause you're paying attention. And if you're never making mistakes, you ain't gonna ever grow. And that's why when you start pursuing your ideas, you know, ideas will always come to you. And and I found that the more you learn to serve, the more ideas you observe. When you truly learn to serve other people from your heart, you'll see you see opportunities right in front of you. You see a need and you start addressing it. You start taking care of it. And some people might look at you and like, why is he doing that? Because there's a need. I just saw a need and I'm feeling it. And see, and that's the thing with some of y'all. And see, and here's how a need is gonna present itself to you. The first thing gonna fall out your mouth, somebody need to be doing this. Well, how come that somebody can't be you? You the first one recognize it. How many times have you said to yourself, man, somebody need to be doing the idea just presented itself to you. But you discredit yourself. You count yourself out before you even give yourself a chance. You done counted yourself out. Oh, I ain't got the money to do that. I ain't you know who say you gonna need a whole bunch of money? So if you ain't got the money, get the reputation. And unfortunately, a lot of people are out here selling their souls for that recognition, man, for that wealth, selling their souls. losing, have no morals, no principles. Any and everything goes. I don't care if you're man or woman. You ain't special if anybody can have you. Ain't nothing special about you. I don't care how famous you are. You ain't nothing but a hoe. If anybody can have you. No standards whatsoever. And you want everybody to respect you. And you ain't got no respect for yourself. That's one of the biggest problems right now in the world. A lot of these people running around ain't got no respect for themselves. Some of the biggest freaks behind closed doors as you want to, and then come out and want you to respect them. Okay? Um well, Diddy that's more than that has so much more to do with just what that trial is presenting, because there's a lot of demonic stuff, man, that and they've been involved in it. That's one of the dark sides of the world, and you don't dabble in the dark side of the world freely. When you start getting that kind of access, you done gave up something, man. You done gave something up, and it's the truth gonna come out. Truth gonna come out. It's definitely gonna come out. And the sad part is everybody knew, man. All the people knew that. They all knew about all this stuff, man. You can't go around and 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 do all that kind of stuff and don't nobody know and don't nobody talk. Everybody. Listen, there is nothing that you can do somebody don't know about. There's nothing you can do that somebody don't know about. Somebody gonna know it. You see, so this thing of secrecy and privacy and all that stuff, forget it. And that stuff don't exist. Don't exist. So and if you don't have a passport, you better start getting you one. But get your passport ready, man. Get your passport ready. Cause notice now, see, social media has now opened up the world. And you got people traveling to all these different countries, making money on social media. See, I keep telling y'all, social media has made the need for an education obsolete. Because now you can expose more of the world to other people and get paid. Get paid. All you got to do is come up with the idea. That's all you got to do, and don't be scared, man. I just like I had this thing, make your next destination Dubai, and I sent it in. A lot of people laugh. Why you do that? Why not? They might like it. One day they might come up and say, "Hey, wait a minute. Remember that idea? Let's do that." Can't be just cause it didn't work when you first presented it. Could have been ahead of itself, and then you gonna turn around and throw it away and let somebody else pick it up and go get paid, and you be upset because you quit. You gave up on the idea because you didn't know the value of what you had. There are so many relationships right now that have been ruined because one of the people in the relationship didn't know the value of what they had, didn't appreciate the value. The grass looked greener on the other side, but yet, when your back was up against the wall, that person didn't abandon you. That person didn't look down on you. And then the minute you taste a little bit of success, they not good enough for you. And you'd rather go out here and start all over again. Not really. And most of the people that you run in, man, they pretenders. They pretending to be something that they ain't. The majority of the folk that you find on social media right now, who they call influencers, are pretenders. Yes, they are. Okay. What's going on, Sal? So don't discredit, man. Stop discrediting your ideas. Get something where you can develop your own stream of income. Because if they start acting crazy, see, a lot of people talking about, look at the rich, but yet you ain't trying to come up with no ideas to make you rich. Just like they came up with an idea, you can come up with an idea. But you're scared to do that because you're going to count yourself out. I'm gonna read this to y'all. Then I'm going cause the game coming on, and I'm going watch the basketball game tonight. But man, let me read this to y'all. Let me read this to y'all. This is what keeps me going right here. This is what keeps me going. Okay, well, this is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And it says, "Let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart." Let us not grow weary in doing good, My current take on the first war is, man, there's no profit in peace. Ain't no profit in peace, man. There's no profit in peace. The rich is just gonna get richer, and we'll stay divided. See, the mistake that people have made is they think the Israel of today is the Israel in the Bible, and it's not. Two different people. Them some savages over there, man. The way they killing people. Even some of the volunteers, they just wiping people out, and it's almost like against the law in the United States of America to speak against Israel. It's against the law. Israel, and what really has what benefit have the American people gained from Israel? And we give them billions of dollars. What do we get for our money? Nothing. We get absolutely nothing for our money. But people pro-Israel, and we can't even get Americans can't even get any help. That's the part that I don't understand. Are you so dedicated to a foreign country and you won't even help your own people? But you got billions of dollars you can give other folk, but your own folk can't get no help. You want to ridicule them, treat them like they trying to get something for nothing. And you wonder why people are hurting. You wonder why people have lost trust. These are the reasons. But nobody want to put that conversation on the table. That's the good night. Good night, Tanya. That's what I see. That's that's how I see it. But anyway, game getting ready to come on. So, but that's just the way it is, man. Just the way it is. And we see we're so riled up against each other that we don't see the okey doke that's being played on us. We because we're too busy fighting each other. And you got all that passion. Uh, oh yeah, she said right. Okay. Um, you got all that passion for somebody you don't even know, and that person could probably have an answer to your need, and you won't even speak to them. You pissed off, and that person could have the answer, but because and look how many people, man, that are losing careers because they get out and do some stupid shit, being angry, and somebody done caught them on video, and they turn around and lose everything, lose their job, lose everything, for one brief moment of anger. And you done lost everything. Make it make sense. And unfortunately, people don't realize that. It's let me tell you something. Starting over is not easy. Let me say that again. Starting over is not easy. Whether it is starting over from a relationship that didn't work, starting over from failure, starting over to relocation, it's not easy. Starting over is not easy. Okay? And see, and a lot of people, you know, get discouraged because they got to start over again. And they don't know if they have in them, what it takes to even get started. So there's so many things, man, that we can be grateful for. We should be grateful for. I mean that's one of the things that I'm learning. That, man, just be grateful. Show some gratitude. Instead of, it's not always about I. Oh, let me say that shit again. It's not always about I. It's not always about you. And maybe that's why you having the struggles you have, because you done made it all about you. And it ain't about you. It's about the process you got to go through. So, you can do whatever you want to do. I can't, I'm not in a position to say yay or nay. But I can tell you one thing. Uh, start embracing your ideas. Cause even when God come and start answering some of your prayers, it's gonna be through an idea. And maybe some of the prayers that you've been praying, you looking for it to come one way and came to you as an idea. And you missed it. And they say, okay, I'm gonna keep coming back to you. I'm gonna keep coming back. You keep praying and asking, what idea been constantly plaguing you? Because there's always going to be something behind it. When an idea comes to you and present itself, man, you open up that door, there are millions of other ideas behind it. And when you start pursuing that idea, other ideas are going to present themselves. And it's going to be up to you whether or not you want to embrace them. Okay? Don't be too quick to throw the towel in, man. Don't be too quick. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice. Sometimes you're gonna be ahead of yourself. But if you know what you got and you believe in what you got, hold on to it. Hold on to it. You never know what you might run into. All right? All right, y'all. That basketball game coming on in a few minutes, so let me get ready so I can watch it. I see y'all later. Bye.